Good morning, everyone. My name is Suhana Ismail Choudhury, a student of SAS International Model School from 9th Standard. Today, I'm standing in front of you to explain a very important, interesting topic from the Geography section of Class 9, that is the works of river. No, we see river in our daily life, okay, right? But when someone asks us that what are the works of river, oh my god, our mind blank out. Boom, we don't know anything else, right? So today I'm gonna explain you what are the works of river. So before going to start the main topic, that is the works of river, first of all we should understand the term that is river. River means the natural stream of water that flows towards the ocean, sea, or many other rivers, right? So we have to understand what's a river and what is the source of this river. The source of these rivers are the rainfall, we can see, the snow that deposits in the top of the mountain that gradually melt and becomes the river, right? Now we can also trace that the spring coming out from the earth's surface also being a source of the river. So river basically performs three functions, which are erosional, depositional, and transportational in nature. So we will understand first the erosional activity or the work of the river. First of all, what's the erosion? Erosion we can see is a natural phenomenon through which wind, water, or we can say the soil, so not soil, wind, water, ice carries away and transport the earth's surface materials like the rock, etc. So what happens when river water flows? It naturally erodes the surface of the basin. Now what's the basin? Suppose this is a river that's flowing, okay, and where from a river along with tributaries falls downwards, because I'm not able to draw it completely, with its tributaries flows downwards. That's known as a river basin, and we will explain the erosional activity from this river basin, because whenever water goes down or carried down with some other materials, it naturally erodes the surface of the basin. However, this capacity of erosive power capacity mainly depends on three things. First, the erosive capacity can be depend on the surface of the basin, how the basin structure is. We can see the surface of the basin and the hardness of the underlying of rocks, we can say, and also the amount of water flow. Okay, so basically we observe, and it's very clear to understand the erosion activities of a river in river channel. So we will take the example of river channel to understand what is the erosion activity or the work of a river is. So river channel is, we can say, elongated path. River channel is an elongated path that carries water from the source to the mouth, right? I think you have understood that very well. See, what happens when the channel materials were exposed with that one, we can say, the hydraulic action, then what happens? It carries the sediments down. So when the water channel, the river of the channel, the flow of the channel carries the water down and it enters from a plain area, higher area to a plain area, the erosive capacity changes. And what happens? In the higher areas, the erosive capacity is very narrow and steep mountain slope, and the velocity of the flow of the water is very high, obviously. But with the decline of the slope, what happened? The velocity decreases, okay, and the sediments which are carried by the water are transported and are deposited. Okay, so as it was deposited, the depth of the river channel declines, and then to maintain the natural flow of the water, it erodes its bank through a lateral flooding. That's known as lateral erosion. This what happens when these structures are eroded, right? Some zigzag lines are formed. Whenever this line will be more zigzag, and these zigzag lines are called meandering course. In this meandering course, what happens? Now, sometimes it can be highly rainful. It can be a course where to carry a huge amount of water during summer. Then the river straighten its flow by leaving aside the more widening course, like this. The leaving aside the more widening course, and this course then take the form of a bead, lake, or bead, and hence shaped as horseshoe and are also known as horseshoe lake or oxbow lake, we can say. So this is the erosion activity of a river through which horseshoe lake or oxbow lake can be created or formed. See, I have explained you the erosional activity of a river. We can see the examples in the Barak or the Brahmaputra river of Assam. So many beads are formed, or we can also take an example of deeper bead, which is situated near the ground. Next, the transportational walk of a river. So what's the transportational walk of a river? Basically, the sediments which are carried by water are transported in three states. One can be fully dissolved in state, one can be in suspended state, and one can be a rolling state. So dissolved state like the salts can like dissolve in water purely, right? Completely they can dissolve in water. So salts are carried by the water through that dissolved state. Whereas some materials are there like the sand, mud or silt which cannot be dissolved with water means purely, or we can say, so that's why these are transported in suspended cell. And some big particles are there like the rocks which are transported in rolling state, which are also known as bedbugs, and are later deposited to the banks of the river because they can't be carried the long distances as they are heavy. So they are transported in rolling state. And all these are transported and towards the ocean, that flow towards the ocean or deposited to the ocean, seas, and if the materials are very heavy, then it is deposited near the banks of the river. So this is generally transportation of the river is very easy. It transport is in the soft state, suspended state, and in the rolling state. But next is our depositional walks of river. What are the depositional walks of river? Through the depositional walks of the river, various features may form. First of all, we will see the floodplain. So what's a floodplain? Generally, the erosional activities of a river take place in the upper and the lower course of the river. And what happened as a result, in the lower course and the middle course, the floodplains, the alluvial plains are formed in both the banks of the river. At the time, what happened? These floodplains is the continuous deposition of this alluvial plain. Floodplains are formed on both sides of the river. As a result, what happens? Sometimes the materials can be transported to more of the places, right? So floodplains are very helpful for us because these are suitable for cultivation. We can take the examples like the Ganga, Brahmaputra, the banks of Ganga, we can find the floodplains, right? So this is the floodplains. Next, another feature is sandbars. Sandbars which are formed by the sediments are also important if we see in the view. Sandbars are basically formed in the middle and in the banks of the river, right? What happens? Sandbars are not that much important. We can say completely summer water wipes out them. So we can say the sandbars are temporary in this region. For example, the great river island Madhya is a kind of sand. River Brahmaputra. So this is the sandbar. Next is natural. See, what is a natural leaf? First of all, some heavy materials are there which can't be transported to long distance, so they are transported near the banks. At the time, what happened? It takes the shape of a long embankment. As it formed naturally, it is known as natural leaf. So this is the natural leaf, and our last topic is delta. Sorry. In some areas where river islands debouch, okay, they take the shape of an Assamese letter, we can say go, or the Greek letter delta, and hence from the delta. Okay, it's like when a river is flowing, and this is the ocean, right? At the time, the river islands debouch like this. When these two river islands diverge, they form what? Delta. So these are the erosional, transportational and depositional works of river. So I have explained very well. If someone has question, do you have any question? Anyone have any question? Thank you for giving me a chance to explain this stuff. Thank you everyone.